your boy Zoe, and you are now watching the Growing Up Italians podcast. Hey, dog. You know, my family's last name is Ratty, R-A-T-T-I.
Wow.
And
Don't say Ratty. Ratti. That's
yeah. Well, you know, we grew up in Jersey. And then the Carizzis. Okay. That's the Italians in my family.
What part of Jersey?
I grew up in Hackensack, South Hackensack, and then moved to Waldwick, which is a small town of scumbags.
How you doing?
We're rolling, by the way, right?
Yes. Right, this is going?
This is literally how we're going to start the pod.
Scumbag.
Scumbag.
So what is that close to, as New Yorkers, I could say for me and Rocco, I mean, John, you lived in Jersey too.
I lived in Jersey for a while, yeah.
But, you like how my feet are up? Yeah. Like I'm a little fucking kid sitting in this chair.
That's a big boy chair.
Join the club.
Usually chair. Should I put my feet on the ground here?
However you feel comfortable.
Slouch on their ass. Sodium sucking slouch. Got you up off your fucking couch, you know? I was shitting on some fucking people in Philadelphia. That's my favorite place to go heal.
To go heal?
Yeah, when I'm working on the shtick.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what that means?
I got Philly jokes for days.
To heal?
Yeah.
I got Philly jokes for days. The other day I leave New York City, right? And I'm watching the sunset, and it's so fucking beautiful. And I'm like, you know what, dude? Take out the phone real quick. We got like 10 seconds, and I got about a minute to talk. You know what I mean? And I just saw an opportunity, and I seized it. We had just left New York City Comic Con. Shout out to the people at Bait, great clothing brand, doing collabs with Marvel and all sorts of, Ultraman, you know, the original fucking Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Remember that toy? It was kind of like that toy was in like the ShopRite, while
yes,
Power Rangers was in like Toys R Us.
Past my age. I don't
Toys R Us.
I won't make you guys feel old, but
don't date me. It's fine. So yeah. Shout out to Bait. Was at New York City Comic Con. Leave. I walked home, you know, and I live in Jersey, right on the other side of the river, North Bergen. Okay, and shout out to Cuomo Deli if you're ever in Jersey. If you're on the flip side and you need a good place to go, my man at Cuomo, Antonio, this fucking guy's got it figured out. He's doing it big. They got great fresh mutts. Lorenzo, our boy Antonucci, comes by. Christian Pascal, you know, they come by just for the mutts.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's that good. So you need to try it because you're in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got skin in the game. You got to try it.
I feel like this is competition.
If you feel like it's competition, you're on the other side of two different rivers. You know, you got to get over the Hudson River, the fucking East River. You got to cross this little fucking peninsula island, Manhattan.
Competition's across the street.
What's it as a local competition?
Yeah.
What's your go-to sandwich there?
But we didn't get to what we were getting to. Let me get to it. So I leave New York City Comic Con. I see this beautiful sunset, and I just was like, pull out the camera. I need to cut a promo. You know what I mean? For the gram. And I'm freestyling straight up. And one take Jake, you know, Jake the Snake shit. And at the end of it, I tied it all into Philly because that's where I needed to be. I knew that when I started it. It started with this place looks great. Let me get the camera out. And my homie had the shit. And I tied it into Philly jokes. So that's what I was saying to you. My favorite place to go heal is Philadelphia. When I go to Philly, because I also hate the Eagles more than any one team. I actually hate them more than any one. I'm a Jet fan too. So when they won, I was, man, great. They beat the Eagles, which helps the Giants in turn. Yeah. And it's like, oh man, I wish the Giants could do them some fucking favors this year, take out some of their competition. But my dad was a Jet fan. We fell into, my dad was a working man. He was a DJ. And with my uncle, Premier Entertainment, my uncle's company, really. My father started DJ International. And the first guy's DJing, all right? This is what I'm talking about. You got a wedding, you're hiring a band. This is the late 70s, early 80s. And he starts ripping with the records. And now I'm a kid, and I get a little older. I'm carrying the records in and out of fucking, kitchens and catering halls and busting ass. And my dad is out there on the mic, right? And he's ripping it with the YMCA and the Cupid Shuffle and the electric slide. And he went from records to CDs, but they got cases too, and these bitches was fucking heavy. So we would always take the plastics off, cut the album artwork, and put the track list on the front of a sleeve that was thin plastic and put that into the record case and have it all like, columns of CDs that were really, labeled in alphabetical order with all the fucking artists and genres.
Real DJs.
Genres. Real DJ shit, like break it down Latina, blah, blah, blah. And we're talking about thousands of CDs. And then you go from that and then condensing it to the songs you do need when you're on the road because this song ain't hitting no more, or this mix ain't no more, and times are a-changing, right? And my dad goes to the virtual DJ and the DJ, electric fucking, this is a hard drive now. You know what I'm saying? Had your external hard drive, you plug it into the computer. He had DJI. Now people are just hooking up the Wi-Fi and fucking ripping it, right?
Yeah, so
it's crazy. Walking in with your laptop. But my dad was an OG DJ. And so I grew up with the microphone in my hand, ripping it and entertaining and reading a room and a crowd. And then by the time I was 16, bro, I was DJing bitches Sweet 16s, dog. I was the motherfucking man. Had the keys to the party. You know what I'm saying? Like we were, it was wild times. We were wild kids. And we just grew up in Jersey, as you were asking earlier, like what is it? How does it equate? I would say like where I grew up is kind of like Queens, like a little bit. Brooklyn is more Jersey City, Union City.
See that?
And that's what it is. Like if you cross 73rd Street in Manhattan and go over the river, I'm on 73rd Street in Bergen Line. Like that's where I am today when I do I have a studio and a boxing gym. So the boxing gym, State of Fitness Boxing Club, was founded and started by Desmond Boyle. He's a fireman, Irish fuck, and awesome guy, Catholic, strong man. And I love to have somebody like that in my quarter. He's my Mickey, and Rocky. And this guy is my guy. And, he's in the corner coaching kids up and ripping it, being a good man with the community, helping these, younger kids that are fighters that want to, cause trouble. They probably channel it, in the right direction, getting in the ring. And it's been cool to be a part of that, because wrestling was the world I was in for 7 years. And then I kind of stepped into this boxing gym, and I just really liked it. And I needed a place that had a ring and men and sweat and testosterone, locker room talk, bullshit, say whatever the fuck you want in here.
Wrestling's become a lot less of that, right? In the past 10, 15 years, it's a lot more produced than it's ever been. Is that fair?
Oh, hell yeah.
You broke in
TV, babe. Yeah, I broke in at the craziest time in the history of mankind in wrestling. In the history.
Your personality was at the top.
It never happened before what had happened when I was there. So we were an independent wrestling show called Florida Championship Wrestling, ran by Dusty Rhodes and Steve Kern. Steve Kern was Skinner, Doink the Clown, not the original Doink, but he did do Doink for a long time. And Kern was all over the Southern territories, working with Billy Graham and Mike Graham, these guys that really ran the Florida territories. Dusty came in. He was their champion. The Carolinas, working with Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair. And you had guys moving all over the territories, dropping belts and moving on to the next territory. And the heel would come in and he would work a guy over for a little while, and then the babyface would do the chase and win the title back. And they had the territory system. And we were the last remaining really Florida territory. So what the WWE was doing at the time when I got hired was I was a part of Triple H's very first class. Because what had happened was Vince McMahon came to Hunter, apparently, and asked him what he thought that the company needed more than any one thing. And to Hunter's credit, Paul Levesque, he said, we need to focus on the next generation and talent and finding the talent and producing the talent and creating our own talent.
Yeah.
And so Hunter was looking to more at that time train with an NFL trainer named Joe DeFranco, who I knew, who was my strength coach since I was growing up. Make a long story short, he showed a video that went viral on Barstool Sports of me talking shit and tackling Victor Cruz when he was playing for the Giants and they were going to the Super Bowl. When I was in high school, I used to play Victor Cruz in high school football. I had highlights of me German suplexing him. I had highlights of me like running a 65-yard touchdown pass to his
You
ass.
on defense?
I was kick returner, punt Victor could tell your ass. I was kick returner, punt returner, running back, safety. I never stepped off the field. Played on kickoff, played on punt. I went to a small town of scumbags and bro, we used to be everybody would smoke cigarettes behind the locker room before practice, and our coaches knew, and it was not a problem.
That's very Jersey. We did that in wrestling practice. We'd be smoking right up until the coach came. We'd be smoking butts.
Bro, yeah, he'd show up, bro. We had me, Vishner, getting off the short bus to get to practice, and we'd be late sometimes, like getting kicked out of school. Me and my homie, bro, we had like probation and shit, and I would be have to leave practice. My mom would pick me up early and shit because I would have to go to probation, and it was like.
It's like when you
Think about those times, bro. Those times are so far gone and they're dead. And we played football on grass, full contact, full pads, Friday through Saturday. I mean, Monday through Saturday, every day, only off on Sunday, right? You played a game on Saturday. There was no Friday night fucking lights. We couldn't afford no lights at my fucking school. We played on glass and shit. Patterson Catholic. Asked Victor Cruz about his high school conditions. Motherfucking school got shut down. It doesn't even exist anymore. We were savage fucks. But, I played college football. I get out. I make this little fucking video. And my trainer shows it to Triple H. And I get a call from Triple H. And I get a tryout in the WWE. Because he knew I played college football. And that I wasn't good enough for the NFL. Bro, I was a white D-back, man. Those guys ain't making it, man.
So basically from your highlight reel, you got the opportunity to be in the WWE. Your highlight reel of football.
I guess if you look at it that way, the way I like to look at it is honestly, bro, like, man, I didn't want to go to college. I did it for my father because, he couldn't afford to go to no damn college when he was growing up. And he could afford it. He tried to save money for me. And through football, I got an opportunity to go play college and go to college. And it made the financial burden a little easier. And, when I was there, I was just going to be a wrestler, bro. My freshman year, John Cena went to the same college I went to because that's why I went there. John Cena went there. I thought, man, if I go play college football at the same school as John Cena, who's their champion right now, I'll probably go to be their champion too one day. Like you're 18. Fine. That's what I thought. I didn't understand it. And, obviously it just fell in my lap, which is crazy. God's plan. I can't make the shit up. The first day I was out at, I don't want to bring it back around to me. We were talking about other shit. Like, I hate bringing it back around to me in wrestling, but to make my long story short, the night that I had my first match, John Cena was there. And when I saw him backstage, I said, "Take me home tonight." And he looked at me and I was like, "I went to Springfield." And that's what we played whenever we won a game in the locker room. And he knew that tradition because it went past when he was playing there.
Wow.
And he looked at me kind of weird. So I guess when I went out, all the boys in the locker room stood up and clapped for me because it was my debut. And they knew that I was cutting the most fire promos for the past 7 months behind closed doors. And I never had a match. And nobody ever let me have a match. So Dusty Rhodes let me have a match. And I just got killed. But I got a mic. So I got at least to cut a promo in front of this crowd for the first time. And all my boys, all the guys in the locker room at that time, we were all tight. And I was brand new, and I was hustling. I was showing up to practice at 5 a.m. every day and waiting for the coach to open the door because he would show up anytime between 5:30 and 7. And I just didn't know if I would beat him. So I was like, fuck this motherfucker. I'm going to beat him to work every day.
Do you remember your promo after that match, what you said?
So
after that first match, you said...
The first time I walked out to the ring, I said, my name is Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
And when I look up and down, it's NXT roster. I see nothing but a bunch of fake tough guys. What I like to call a fugazi. See, everybody's real till a real situation shows up. Everybody's a G till a G walks in a room. Bada boom, realest guy in a room. How you doing?
That's fine.
Now, how long did that take to rehearse?
It didn't. I just,
That was off the top?
no. So they put me on the fucking spot, bro. I had no idea I was about to wrestle, have a match, cut a promo, nothing. Bro, I'm sitting there backstage eating donuts, thinking my fat ass, bro, if I could have told you about the night before, how drunk I was, a young boy, hanging out with my man, Jesse White will bring it up all the time. That's Vader's son. Remember Big Van Vader?
Yeah.
Vader. It's Vader.
the mask.
Time, Vader. Yeah. His dad was a badass, played for the LA Rams, went on to be a badass and wrestling all across the country. Should have had a way better run as a bad guy in the WWE, but politics fucked him over.
Really let down that guy.
Yeah, he should have. He got fucked because
He had a
he
big
should have been a
championship
world
match.
beater.
Yeah.
He should have came in because he was that size. He should have been killing everybody.
Remember when he
Shawn
came in?
Michaels wouldn't have dropped the title to him, but Shawn, if he was smart back then, because I think it was, if he could go back in time, he would have dropped the title to Vader and had a monster to try to defeat for all those years, for a couple of years. Somebody hot that could have gave him good matches, but he was a violent big fuck that didn't give a fuck in the ring, and so his reputation goes he didn't give a fuck. He threw hands with a lot of people over the years, lost some, won some, but he didn't give a fuck.
He could go in the air for
Vader
a big
was
guy,
nuts.
too. He was
Yeah. He had like one of
Did a
those.
backflip. He was a moonsault guy.
Moonsault guy,
Him
yeah.
and Bam Bigelow, baby. Jersey
boy.
stand up.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my people in Asbury, Greg Russo, all the boys out
All the
there, man.
paisans.
All the paisans. So,
So a lot of your promos, the one-liners are ridiculous.
So no, what happened was that very day, motherfuck, I'm talking about, I'm sitting there, bro, so hungover from the night before. Let's just say I was with a lady till all hours of the night, living my life,
How you
my
doing?
best life. At that time, telling every girl that I was meeting that I'm a pro wrestler. I had been not zero matches. Zero matches. A young kid, man.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it
That's
till you
right.
make
Fake
it
it
for
till you make
sure,
it.
bro. Fake it till you make it. Once you make it, you ain't gotta fake it. Ain't nothing silicone about me, baby. I'm as real as A cups, brass knuckles, brass balls. Sound like a cashier when I jerk off. So,
Ching ching.
ching.
Guys, walking bars over here.
So, I was sitting in the back, minding my business, eating a donut, trying to hide from everybody who was important because I didn't need them to see my ass because then I thought I would probably get fired. You know what I mean? Like, this is when you're walking on eggshells. You've never had a match before, and you don't even want to remind people you're there. You know, in my mind, at least. Because I've been cutting fire promos for 7-8 months being told I was getting fired. So I'm like, damn, bro, like, shit's coming to an end at any point. So then I think I got my only opportunity in my match. It's going to be a squash match. I'm going to be done, bro. Like, this is it. And it probably was supposed to be that. It's probably just a little charity. Give them one match. Get them gone. Because I walked to the ring and I got killed. Right?
But you were supposed to.
I was in spandex, bro. I had no choice, bro. I did not want to wear spandex. I did not want to wear wrestling boots. I did not want to fucking dye my hair black. I did not want to dye my beard black. I did not want to fucking look this Ginzo Italian part as much as I wanted to be the name Enzo Amore.
How did that name come about?
I wanted to be EA.
EA.
EA is my real name. Is Eric Arndt.
Okay.
Okay, my dad's name is Anthony, and Anthony Wayne. So my mother's name is Rosemary Lyons, right? So I always toyed with Lyons, but that's my mom's maiden name, you know. And you know, she's 100% Irish. So I'm Italian, German, and Irish. My father is mostly Italian and about a third German. Well, probably more German, probably half. At least half and half, like Italian, German. So I just wanted the name EA to keep and hold on to because I was at that time saying I'm EA all day. EA all day. Because that was my nickname growing up, was EA. And in college, everybody called me EA.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Yeah, there you go. So Yeah, that's an anomaly in and of itself, isn't it?
Think about it.
I was discovered by the game. Triple H got in
Think
the
about it.
game.
Think about
Yeah,
it.
Sure.
EA, man, it's all written in the Matrix, brother. We're just fucking
you going
walking
by
through the
playing it
simulator. We're just a bunch of NPCs playing along, man. Just fucking. So anyway, man, I go to get summoned by Dusty Rhodes. He opens the locker room door, bro. He never called me nothing for nowhere. So Dusty comes in. He's like, Enzo, you got your gear? I'm like, fucking me? He's like, yeah, get to the fucking ring. I'm like, oh, shit. So I get in my spandex for the first time, and I don't even have time to look in a mirror. And I'm like, fuck, right? I go to the ring, and they give me a microphone immediately. And they're like, go to the ring, cut a promo. You're having a match against Mason Ryan. And I'm like, well, I have no idea what to say. And I just said that shit that you just heard me say before. That was what I said. And that was what they let me say when I came back out.
So what happened after that?
So John Cena hears all the boys stand up and clapping for me. So he comes to the back to see, like, why are all the boys standing up and cheering and clapping? And then he hears me, and he repeats it. He goes, "Bad boom, realest guy in the room," and he laughs with all the boys. And then I took a great ass whipping, the ass whipping of a lifetime, against Mason Ryan. I took this move they call a Beal, which is like a hip toss from corner to corner, as you would say. Like, so imagine he's standing in one corner and he has a hand under like a hip toss. And when he hip tossed me, my feet hit the opposite turnbuckle. Wow. Like, I took it as best I could. I was like, man, that like a
you gave him a little.
I did a swanton bomb into the opposite turnbuckle. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I guess that was, you know, in the eyes of everybody watching, like, he made that guy look good.
Yeah.
He took his ass whipping good. And you know, I got out of there alive, and I came to the back, and I thought for sure I was getting fired, bro. I was like, damn, man, that was it. Well, at least I got a bar story. I could go up home, show everybody the match I had as a wrestler. I ain't lying. I told you I was going to do it. And motherfucking John Cena asked me to come to the ring with him after the show in the dark segment, because he was just advertised to be there, but they didn't pull him out until after the show was over so they can keep the fans there the whole time.
Got you.
So John Cena comes out in the dark, and he didn't know what he was going to do. So then when he saw me, he came up to me, and he's like, hey, you want to come to the ring with me with the microphone? And I was like, that guy's my tag team partner. Wow. Big Cass is 7 foot tall. So I just saw an opportunity kind of type thing. Like, he was my best friend. We were cutting promos. I'm not my best friend, a guy I only known for a few months, but I went to a Yankee game with him off rip. I got there. I needed friends. I didn't know nobody. The Yankees were playing the Devil Rays, and I was like, yo, you wear a Yankees hat. I wear a Yankee hat. You want to go to the Yankee game this week? I got tickets, and Big Cass came with me. And we went and sat in the front row, put our elbows on the dugout. I was like, yo, this guy's on the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a fucking tight end. It's just, I was Enzo Amore before I was Enzo Amore. I was just lying for this guy, like, fucking walking around. Like, bro, we were sitting with our elbows on the dugout. A-Rod and Jeter were walking in and out of the fucking dugout. Cass will tell you, I have a picture. The first picture of me and Cass is elbows on the dugout at the fucking Yankee game. That should tell us something about the Matrix, because we ended up in batting practice at Yankee Stadium during SummerSlam weekend. And it's just, what? You know? And, yeah, I went for a fucking roller coaster ride from that point on, bro. John Cena get you in the ring. I called the guy soft. I was like, you're SAWFT soft. Yeah. You're this big Cass, he's 7 foot tall. You can't teach that. I'm a certified G bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And that was how that worked. The guy was supposed to be the intellectual savior of masses. That was his gimmick. He was smart. So I was like, you know, this guy's 7 foot tall. He can't teach that, dumbass. You know what I mean? And that shit just caught fire, man. John Cena blessed us that night, and the rest was history. We held up our end of the deal, you know, till the wheels fell off, man. You know, we rode it to the moon, bro. Like, Cass and Enzo were main event talent, opening talent, which is the most important parts of the show. Open main event talent for years in NXT, and for years in NXT mainstays, opening and closing out shows all over the globe, man. Unbelievable times. Like, wow. And the world was so gracious to sing along with us that whole time. No one in the history of wrestling maybe got to enjoy that generation as we did. You look at our generation, that 10 years is over. We did it, right? So look at that 2010 to 2020, era of wrestling. And Enzo and Cass rode a wave that nobody else got to ride, bro. We went everywhere and partied everywhere.
You didn't have to say we're tight ends and
No, I'm talking about fun times that can never be had again. You're only young once. You're only famous for the first time once. You only experience places for the first time once. You only get to meet celebrities for the first time once. You only get to be in the mix with celebrities, then consider yourself a celebrity for the first time once. It's a first-time thing. And I think you see it happen with so many rock stars, wrestlers, musicians, actors, actresses that ride that wave, Like, it was an insane time. And I'm blessed to be alive. The amount of women and crazy nights that just never ended, that rode right into the next day, into the ring and shit, Like, you only get to live that way for so long, And it was the most fun you could ever have. I live to tell about it, and I'll probably be really appreciated for it, like a Ric Flair in another 10, 20 years when people look back like, that little decade Enzo and Cass was in the shits, they were fucking wildin'. Because anytime you saw us having a great time out there, trust us, we left the building and we're about to have another great time.
And wrestling's I speak as part of the cult. Like, I'm a big mark for wrestling. So it's sort of like a cult in that when you're in it, when you're a fan, when you appreciate it, it's got its own community in life. I mean, you guys must have, all over the world, it's its own beast, right? I mean, you got fans coming out and they know everything you've done. They know every match you've had. They could tell you.
Memorize everything about you.
Memorize everything. You've dressing like you and stuff. It's like being part of a movement, really.
Rock band.
Yeah, like a rock band.
Yeah, it's sports meet rock and roll for sure, because you are still an athlete in a weird way.
No, you're definitely
But
an athlete.
but here's the thing. We party like rock stars at a certain point in our careers, probably, most of us at least. The ones that didn't, God bless their asses. I probably had a lot more fun than you did, but fun is you have your own definition. I have mine.
Subjective.
Yeah.
No, but it's true, because a lot of the wrestlers have like the long hair, like they are in a
Oh
rock
yeah,
band.
but it it helps with the action.
Yeah.
It looks more dramatic when you're
I mean, when you see hair flowing and you see that sweat. Yeah. Think about that sweat when you start the match with dry hair and you end that bitch with fucking look like you took a shower.
Bret Hart,
baby.
Hulk Hogan got the spaghettis in the back every time.
Oh, yeah,
As a kid, I used to say to myself, looked like he got wet spaghetti on the back of his head.
I love that. Yeah, man. Mr. Perfect with the ramen noodles.
That's right. Yeah.
Shit, we got all blown out.
But it's storytelling. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, man. And that's exactly right. It's storytelling. And I was blessed to have the easiest job in the history of pro wrestling at a certain point in my career. Because at a certain point in my career, it was Enzo and Cass, open the show, go straight through. And what I mean by straight through is in the wrestling business, we say, when the guy kicks out, and especially if you hear, the crowd, he's like, 1, 2, oh, right? We don't do that in the first match usually because we want to set you up for the rest of the card.
Yeah.
There's 8 matches on the card. If everybody's kicking out of everybody's shit, then we're not setting up the main event.
It's an opening act.
Title.
Right. Yeah.
The opening act usually goes straight through. Yeah. And usually what happened was we go like this. My name is Enzo Amore, and this is a joke, everybody. I don't own this shit, but we don't give a fuck. So, my name is Enzo Amore. I'm a certified G bona fide stud, you can't teach that. And this right here, he's just big cash, and he's 7 foot tall, you can't teach that. And these guys, and bada boom, real guys in the room, right? And these guys over here, there's only one word to describe you, and we're going to spell it out for you. SAWFT, soft. Now, the thing is, I could talk forever. But we don't have time for that. Because everybody wants to get the fuck home. And if you're in the opening act and you're Enzo and you're out there talking for 5 minutes, you're going to get some OGs pissed off. Some veterans in the back that want to get on to the next town or go the fuck home or see what you're allotted to. They're going to get mad. And then the guys in the ring.
Did you learn that along the way?
Then the guys in the ring that want to do shit to you, you only have 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the opening match. They don't get to wrestle because you just talk for 5 minutes, right? So at a certain point, when you realize, Enzo, you don't have enough time to talk and wrestle and have the match, you go, okay, after I go, you're SAWFT soft, I'll turn around and you hit me from behind. And we go straight into the heat. So I don't do anything. I don't do drop kicks. I don't do fucking head scissors. I don't do nothing. Because there's 4 people in the match and everybody's got to be featured. And I don't have time for it. Especially if I get to talking for 5 fucking minutes. All right? And although some would argue that's what people wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
People wanted to hear me talk for 5 fucking minutes, not watch you do me fucking arm drag hip toss, okay? But, so we just got down to brass tacks at a certain point, and I wouldn't call it chalking it up or fucking, you know, stealing money from the company. It was just what was kind of the nature of the beast at that time was Enzo and Cass go out in the first match. Bada boom, real guys in the room. How you doing? Everybody sings along. Yeah, and these guys, there's only one word to describe you. SAWFT soft. Cass gives the button. Cass turns around. I get jumped from behind. The referee grabs Cass. Cass can't get to me, and they look at me. Do you want to fucking have a match, Enzo, even though you just got jumped, or do you want to start it fair? You know? The ref looks at you. You want to have a match? I'm like, yeah, fight on. And then they hit you again. And I'm, and I'm down, and I'm down. And I do literally nothing. I literally don't fight back. Don't fight back. Just take an ass kicking. And then what do they want to see? They want to see the big guy get in.
Yeah.
More than ever before. Because I haven't fought back.
Yeah.
Because every time I tried to, they stopped me. Right? So if you're a tag team looking to do shit, Dash, Dawson, the Gallows and Anderson, Cesaro, Sheamus, whoever, they were kind of tweeners faces. But even before then, Wesley, Blake, fucking Blake and Murphy, these guys, all these guys I came up with that were wrestlers, I was your dream opponent as a babyface because I could take all your shit. I could take everybody's shit because I'm not hard to pick up, you know what I mean, in the wrestling world. I'm 200 pounds. They could toss you around at that when guys know how to move. So I can make all your shit look good because I'll eat everybody's shit too on television, but never in a live event. Not me. Try not to, but we're trying not to hurt each other. But on TV, I'm going to tell you, hit me, motherfucker, because I'm not selling it if you don't. But anyway, we're in a tag match, and I haven't done a damn thing. What do they want to see more than anything in the world? Cass come in. Cass kills everybody when he gets in because they've been wasting all their energy on me, and now he just gets in, and he's fresh because as a daisy, he hasn't gotten in the match at all. He runs through them and then tags me in and throws me on top of them, and I win 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Right? You could do that around the world every night. Except for that miserable part, I got to get on the top rope and jump off onto a guy every night. Bro, we opened shows around the world and did like nothing and had everybody lit, and that was our job. So it afforded us the opportunity to go out and get hammered the night before all the time. While other guys had to go out there and have table matches, ladder matches, fucking, 1 minute, one-on-one matches that are 15 minutes. And look at Ric Flair would go out and drink every night and have 1 minute Broadway, one-on-one Broadways for 60 minutes. So look at, to each his own. Everybody's different. But they made it really easy for me and Cass to go out there and have a fucking good time.
That's the whole roots of wrestling, right? Like you talked about the territories before. The idea that you could take a match, choreograph it to perfection, go around the country, around the world, do it for different crowds, and that was your whole role in the performance throughout the thing, right? And that's wrestling's roots from the carnival to today.
We're very excited to announce a long-term partnership with DeSoto Gastronomia out from Australia. These guys got a really, really interesting restaurant.
DeSoto has a very interesting story. So they're first generation Italian Australians.
They're basically us in Australia.
DeSoto was created in their parents' and grandparents' honor so that they can pay their legacy forward. 100% of their proceeds goes to people in need, charities, and the arts.
DeSoto will be supporting us this year, so the content's going to be even better.
Bro, and who knows? Maybe at some point we're going to have to take a trip down under, huh?
I was always curious how the Italian Australians made food.
It's time we find out.
Calandra's Bakery, family owned since 1962. Luciana Calandra, Sicilian immigrant, started the bakery in 1962 in Newark, New Jersey. passing it on to his grandkids. The third generation, baking bread the old school way. Located in your nearest supermarket in New Jersey and New York. And don't forget to visit any of their 3 locations in New Jersey.
Yeah, so I've said this on podcasts I've been on, but a lot of people don't know the root meaning of it. So I think it's funny in the wrestling world. If that's what I come to talk about, I mean, this is my life, right? This is my world. I can't avoid it. I'm a wrestler, so I will talk about it. I feel like that's what people bring me on podcasts to talk about. So,
I asked you what your favorite sandwich was before.
Chicken parm.
That's a good call.
Chicken
Is your
parm.
go-to?
Well, you said sandwich, so they're two very different things. But
The
I didn't
place you
break up.
went-
I didn't break it up into categories. I just answered straight. I understand there's cold cuts. I understand there's a cold sandwich and there's a hot sandwich. I understand there's a panini. I understand there's many different types of bread. You can get a bagel. You can get a pretzel bread. I mean, you can get a lot of different type of bread.
You get
But
crazy with it.
I'm just saying, give me a straight up chicken parm, maybe even a vodka sauce chicken parm. Really,
We have one waiting for you over there,
That was
too.
the best.
I'll take a fucking chicken parm vodka sauce. Nah,
Speaking,
straight down.
speaking of chicken parm,
I'm actually trying to, wean off on the bombs.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Dude, when we talk about bars, what do you got for me here?
No. I was gonna say that this is like the last I even want to mention wrestling, really. But the first time I heard you on TV, I'm like, this guy's not fucking Italian. I was like, I thought about it last night. Should I tell him? Should I not tell him? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. So, first time I heard you, I'm like, this guy's like playing this Italian role. He's not fucking Italian. But I'll be honest, bro, you grew on me a lot. Like you're kind of like a fucking drug on television. You just want more of this guy. Fucking.
That's what it
your
is.
gimmick
It's an Italian
was great.
stereotype that the whole world sees, but in a different way.
I'm from Jersey. I wasn't an Italian.
Yeah.
I was Enzo Amore, which is great, but we all know that Amore means love.
Love.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
a universal word.
It's a universal word. So if I called myself fucking Enzo Love, like, what was the fucking difference? It's Hulk Hogan, bro, not Terry Bollea. You know?
right.
So, okay.
Another Italian.
Yeah, an Italian, Terry Bollea, but he played Hulk Hogan.
He played an Irish. They wanted him
Ass
to be
backwards.
Irish because they needed an Irish
But yeah,
champion.
Good luck telling my fucking family they ain't Italian. I got some Italians in my family who will fucking take it up with you. All right?
No, that's why I don't want no problems.
Yeah. No, man, my grandma Rafaela is rolling in her fucking grave right now. I know that.
Who came up with emphasizing the jersey? That was all your stuff before you got
Well,
there?
it was just I that's how I got in the door, man. I was talking shit about the Jersey Shore on the internet. Wow. On Barstool Sports, they put this video up of me because when I made the video of me, like, dude, I have a video on the internet where I do like a bunch of workout shit at DeFranco's gym, and then I talk shit at the end of it. And at the end of it, I talk about the Jersey Shore promo. Because the Jersey Shore put itself out there, I'm from Jersey. They're all from here. They're from north of Jersey. They're from Connecticut and fucking Rhode Island and fucking Long Island and I think maybe Staten Island.
That's a good point.
All right? None of them were from
They're all spread out.
Yeah.
None of them were from fucking Jersey.
Yeah.
They're just partying there.
They came to my house. This is fucking my dad's a DJ. Every fucking DJ in New Jersey worked for my fucking father. I could have had the keys to the kingdom, been the next big DJ. Could have been out here. All my fucking buddies that are good at it, they're big time. Shout out DJ Lughead out here ripping it up at Common Ground in New York City and Common Ground in fucking Turks and Caicos, Common Ground in Tampa. He's their resident DJ. He's a beast. And he was riding around a fucking bicycle at my cousin was DJing his school dance, and he saw my cousin, was like, can I help you carry in your speakers? And then started DJing right there. All these DJs that came up through my family. I have 17 cousins on the Irish side. All right? They're all, 17 of them are fucking basically full-blooded Irish, most of them. And I got a lot of family over there, and I'm a dual citizen of Ireland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll be there in December wrestling. Shout out Joey and all the guys out there in Ireland that are going to have me wrestling in December. I appreciate that. I'll be in Manchester, UK in March. In February, I'll be in the UK as well. I'll be in the UK in December. I had to get back out there. I haven't been there in a long time. So the Irish in me calls to me, bro. That green is different. It hits different. And I'm telling you, I've been to China, Ecuador, Chile, Peru, Japan, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, India, Saudi Arabia, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, fucking Japan. I've been all these places. There ain't no green like the green in Ireland. You'll never see anything like it.
What do you mean by that? The green?
The best way I could describe it to you is everything is lush green. Green rolling hills, as far as the eye can see of green. Trees that sprout out that are bright green. Green that comes off on the side of the road, green. And everywhere you look is green with a mist that's fog in the air that's kind of green. It's fucking green. The place is green. Just like when you go to Arizona and it's fucking red. And you go to Sedona and it's fucking orange and red, and Nevada. You know, these places that are, gray and dreary like fucking Indiana. You know what I mean?
You got to walk us through this viral clip I just saw that surfaced of you wrestling Mini Man. Was that his name?
Buddy. Look, I'll tell you something I know throughout this lifetime. I've been in the pro wrestling business for a fucking long time. Mm-hmm. This ain't even about wrestling. This is a life lesson. And I know this because I lived through it. You haven't lived until you drop kicked a midget.
I mean, that's necessary.
No, but
I'm about to get drop kicked today. Who's drop kicking me?
Yeah, I'll sign up for the midget end of that too.
I ain't drop kicking nobody.
I swear, I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
Pay.
That was the last thing I expected you to say. The way you
I
were
thought it was gonna
leading
get
up
deep.
to that,
Yeah.
that's the last thing I thought you were gonna say.
Good at
It was perfect. So what promo is that you?
Bro, the material that I did on the short. I mean, bro. I could play one for you right now. That is. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is the best wrestling internet promo that hit anywhere last
100%.
year. Last year,
Number two.
No,
It's 1 and 2. I'm gonna tell you my other clip that went crazy that I personally.
I'm talking about any wrestler, not on television, just talking shit on the internet, cutting a promo. The best promo of that in the world last year was a promo I cut on Micro Man. In my very opinion,
his name was Micro Man. I'm sorry,
Micro Man. In my opinion, that is the challenge. That is the storytelling. That is pro wrestling. That is why we love it. That is what the essence of it is, and that's what I do, bro. So in essence, I will talk shit about this motherfucker Micro Man worse than anybody's ever talked shit about anybody, right? Because I have the ability to do it, motherfucker, right? I could come up with the bars, write them down, remember them, come up with new ones, and whatever. But when you put yourself out there and you give me that opportunity, something to sink my teeth into, okay? The year before that, it was Jerry the King Lawler. For me, my best feud since I left WWE. I had a casket match with Jerry the King Lawler at the Hudson Civic Center. The Mid-Hudson Civic Center is where fucking Andre the Giant got his hair cut by Big John Studd, where Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man debuted. And this bitch was fucking sold out. This bitch was packed. And I talked so much shit going into this match about Jerry with bro, it was so much fun doing. Coming up with the material, just like a comic does, And that was my favorite.
And he's like an icon for that. I mean, talk about
I had a casket match with Jerry the King Lawler in the Mid-Hudson Civic Center while he was working for WWE outside of WWE. It was
crazy. Yeah.
It was amazing. He's 75 years old. He's 73, I believe. I don't want to get...
Don't age him, yeah.
Don't age him. He's doing well, though, from what I hear, bro. Shout out, Jerry. One of the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Definitely.
And if you've noticed, I've been holding my arm up this whole time, and it won't bend. Don't worry about that. I'll be okay.
You all right?
We'll get into it another time.
Clip? There's a wrestler.
I can tell you one thing. Micro Man didn't do this to me, okay? So Micro Man, to me, was the best opportunity for me in the mix of the independent scene. Mm-hmm. He's the biggest star independent micro wrestler. Other micro wrestlers might tell you different and might get really mad at me. I might have heat with a whole bunch of fucking micro motherfucking wrestlers. If you guys want to bring it, I'll go to midget wrestling out there in Tampa because I know it happens out there in Tampa. I'll come down to midget wrestling and stop a mud hole in each and every one of your asses. I will drop kick every midget wrestler one by one in the fucking world.
Little person wrestling.
You call it little person? I don't give a fuck what you call it. Call me a fucking racist. Call me whatever the fuck you want. I'll drop kick a midget any day.
Wait, hold on.
You're offending him.
No. I don't care about that.
So here's the essence of the story. This is pro wrestling, okay? That was a real one. So, in wrestling, you talk big shit. No. Time out for you. So fucking, you don't get your point right now. I'm on a roll with this midget talk.
Go ahead.
I'm on a roll with the midget talk.
Very passionate about this.
I get it. So if Microman could allow me to say all this shit about him, I would imagine that, I have the green light to talk about it to other wrestlers too, because that's what it is. It's pro wrestling. And I hope you take dick better than you take a joke. Okay,
Jesus Christ.
So you know what I mean? So I would say it was the most fun for me because I could come up with material for days and short jokes and midget jokes and all this crazy shit, because who has the opportunity to fight a midget? In what world do you do that? Yeah. In pro wrestling. And in this world, a dwarf is what they believe they like to be called, right? That's the correct term. I learned that the hard way doing my research. So that's why I call him a DWARF dwarf. So I get in a ring with this guy, and everyone in the world, what could you do with him? What are you going to do? See, here's the thing. There are people who wrestle him, and they do all the theater where they pick him up and he arm drags them. And they pick him up and he fucking flips over them. And they get it done out there in Mexico, where it's lucha libre style and it's a lot of fucking arm drags and rolls. And he can pull it off, and he can fly and shit because guys will catch him. You understand? And they'll take care of him, and they'll not let him get hurt. All right? Well, I wasn't about to do that. I'm not about to make this guy look like he has a snowball's chance in hell of fucking wrestling with me. You think I'm going to pick you up and let you fucking arm drag me, bro? No. So let's make this believable, and I'll lose because I want to put you over after I talked all that shit about you. So I'm not going to win here. Yeah. And now imagine the guy that owns the company at that time probably thought for 100% guarantee I was going to win when I went to the ring. But I don't even think I told them the finish. I don't remember. I surprised them just like I surprised everybody else. What I did was I propped a chair in the bottom buckles, and I drop kicked the midget. And then after the drop kick, I told him to stay the fuck down, don't get up, because I'm a man and you're a midget. And it's just not believable. It's not believable that you would get up and fight me if I fucking really drop kick you. But he's a fucking savage, and Micro Man knows how to fucking work. He can roll. He can fucking take things, believe it or not. So I just drop kicked him. And then I went and got a microphone, and then I went and got a chair. I took my sweet ass time, and I took 5 minutes to get in and out of the ring and get the other guy to fucking hold the microphone for me. Because I was like, you hold that fucking microphone there, and I'm going to pick him up, and I'm going to sing the Lion King. So imagine if you bought a ticket to this show that you see advertised as Real 1 versus Micro Man. This is circus. This is carnival. This is theater, and this is what I do best. Yeah. So fuck the wrestling match. This is great.
It's entertainment, bro.
It's entertainment. So then I picked him up, and I made that guy his like manager hold the microphone to my face while I held him up in the air like fucking Lion King. And I told him when I give him the Iggy, start kicking me in my face. So when I'm holding him up, he starts pedaling my face. And my only regret is that I lost my balance and fell a little bit, but I didn't really fall. I just like put my hand down, like what the fuck, So he started kicking my face. I dropped him, right? And then I went to go kick him, and he rolled under my foot. And then I ran at him, and he dove at my feet, and I tripped myself, hit my forehead on the chair, rolled over, and he stood on my chest to pin me like a surfboard. 1, 2, 3. Now, after talking all that shit that I talked to lose to the smallest wrestler in the world, Micro Man, that was my exit from working with this company for one. Like, this is the last thing I need to do here. Like, you know, that's how you walk out like a man and put somebody over.
Yeah.
And it was a stretcher job. I had to bring a stretcher out and take me out. Like, I broke my neck. And I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
That's hilarious.
Showman.
I just thought, like, imagine I come out here, I cut the most scathing promos on dwarfs in the history of pro wrestling. And then when I picked the little guy up, Micro Man, I sing Lion King. But then he trips me and I hit my head on a chair and I fucking lose. But now he gets to sign that autographed picture of him standing on my chest for the rest of his career. And I thought it was like also a kill off of that character of what I was doing at that time, Real One.
True.
And it was just like, here, this is done here. And this is the best way to go out. On my back to the biggest star in that company. He was getting the biggest pops. And that's how I judge a star.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how big or small you are. Micro Man was the biggest star they had. When he came out, the crowd went fucking nuts. So that's who I want to work with. That's the guy who's going to make my life easier.
And if you don't get all that heat going in and being as nasty as you can, you're doing a disservice to the guy, right? Because what's the point at the end if the crowd doesn't want to see him defy the odds? That's the psychology of the whole thing.
That is storytelling, the essence of it all, and I'm never afraid to lay down for anybody. I don't give a fuck if you're Micro Man. If I've chewed you up that hard, and that was the hardest part about being Enzo Amore, honestly. No, how could I go over on you?
Right.
How could I really go over on you and beat you? Was anybody really willing to let me murder fuck them on the microphone and then murder fuck them in the ring?
You're right, yeah.
It never was. Nobody would ever do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen for me. And I saw the writing on the wall. You know, that was like, bro, like I had to be generous on the other end in the ring and play a certain part. And I had no problem doing that over the years. But you know what? Guys like Stone Cold would have told me, like, fuck you, bro. When it's your time, take that fucking shit, boy. You know what I mean? Like I kind of wish I did at times. Or I'd have been like, I'm the most over guy here. Okay, tonight. Maybe not yesterday night. Maybe not tomorrow night. But fucking tonight. Did you hear the people, motherfucker? Okay, we're doing this tonight. You know?
Did you see the pizza wrestler guy? The guy that throws the pizza in the air?
This is the most important promo. Oh, Luigi?
Luigi, yeah.
His name is Luigi, right?
I think you versus him would be classic.
Yeah, I would love to work him somewhere along the
Why don't
line.
we do an
I know that
independent
people have mentioned it to me. I don't know how things work, honestly. I don't have a booker, so if you want to book me in pro wrestling, check out. I don't do it myself. I have a guy do it.
Right.
Check out Doug. Doug Lawson is in DougLawson92@gmail.com from what I remember.
Let's make it happen.
Anytime. No, not even Luigi, anybody. I don't give a fuck. You want to book me for wrestling, talk to this guy. He can get a hold of me. He could also get a hold of Michael Strahan for you, Ray Lewis, Deion Sanders, Troy Aikman, Tony Gonzalez, formerly known as Big Cass, Big Bill, AEW, Thunder Rosa. There's other guys he works with.
Roster.
Doug has got a great roster. Michael Strahan being his number one guy. Deion Sanders, obviously, I don't know how you put him too, but I'm just saying Michael Strahan is who Doug came up in the game with. Doug helped save Big Cass's life when he was fucking hitting the bottle real hard, you know? Cass put the bottle down, got in the best shape of his life, got a girl or get married. He's fucking awesome.
Awesome.
Oh, I love Big Cass for that. So real quick, as I'll talk a mile a minute and this thing is, you're going to fucking need a new one of these.
What are you looking for over there? Promo?
I'm here at the Combination KFC Taco Bell. Everybody knows I'm a former KFC colonel, and I got beef with a little chicken. Micro Man, you shower in a sink. And everybody knows I'm a star. I take media showers. A quick little 100,000 views just for putting you back to Machu Picchu? That's a rap burrito. But no, Mexi-ho. You got beef. Well, tinkle, little star. I hope you're real pissed on January 7th and you got tweezers and a magnifying glass because you're going to be real pissed when I take that little lucha mask off and I show all the ugly people in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania that no amount of cheap South American plastic surgery can fix an ugly little face. You're built like a vase, Micro Man. Somebody give me my flowers while I'm still alive. Never mind. Legends never die. And when you die, Micro Man, they're going to put you in a shoebox. Speaking of shoes, after I whoop your ass, I'm going to I wish I could walk a mile in your shoes, Michael, man. They're small, but I wish I could walk a mile in your shoes. So I have your shoes. I'll be a mile away from you. Then I'll hop in a Toyota Tacoma, presumably 1992, 200,000 miles on it, still going strong, and I'll dangle those bitches off the rear view mirror, okay? There's no looking back now, Michael, man. You want to fight with Real One? Okay, let me tell you something, pal. Your nipples are 6 inches from your knee pads. Looks like Nancy Pelosi. Speaking of the devil, looks like her husband, that weird man who worships you, Saint Laurent, that overweight vegan. Let me tell you something about that guy, okay? That man, I do believe, to have a fetish. Anyone who flies a dwarf first class from Mexico to Philly to watch him get their ass kicked is an absolute weirdo. A, Michael Man doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. He should never sit in first class. Way too much legroom. B, everybody knows that a full-grown man, a regular-sized human being, would never lose a fight to mi gente. And I don't speak Spanish, so let me be clear. But mi gente sounds like the word I was looking for. I gotta say, I hope all the mi gente show up on January 7th to the 2300 Arena, because I'm gonna whoop your ass, Michael, man. You and Saint Laurent. Let me tell you something, okay, pal? Let me tell you something, Saint Laurent. You're going to watch your boy get his ass kicked. And it's going to be nothing short of a stretcher job. I'm going to whoop your ass, Micro Man, and they're going to put you in an incubator at St. Jude Hospital. How you doing? Child's play, dog.
Bro, how do you say that?
One take Jake.
One take every time, baby.
Oh, that's crazy. Yo,
I'm a
Rock,
fucking-
if you want to, he has to run somewhere. Go ahead, do your thing.
No, I didn't get a call.
Oh, you're
yet.
good?
You
Okay.
got a question
okay.
for me, maybe,
Okay.
or something?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
you
Go
wanted
ahead,
to
go
chatter?
ahead. No, 'cause
I'll take all the questions now.
Because now,
after the Micro Man promo.
now it's clip time.
Now it's clip.
Now it's clip time for TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not really a clip for this one, but hold on. Let me put this phone away. All right. So before you mention something, and you're on the Growing Up Italian podcast, and there's 3 Italians right next to you, and you said the grass is greenest in Ireland. Now, have you ever stepped foot in Italy?
Of course.
So how can you say it's greener than Italy then?
I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm not joking. It's rolling hills of like moss. It's not grass. It's like fucking moss. It's
Italy's
like that
more
green.
mountains.
It's
and-
like looks like that green right there as far as the eye can see. It's fucking weird, and it's like misty.
Okay. And what's like, if I'm going to Ireland, what's the number one spot I need to go to?
I just drove across the fucking country.
Sure.
But I would say like probably Dublin, right? I don't fucking know. I'm the wrong guy to ask. I've only been there a couple times, right?
All right. No, you sound like
I loved Bray. I stayed with my boy Finn Balor, as you guys know him, Fergal Devitt. Fergal Devitt grew up in Bray County, Ireland, and when we went to Ireland, I went and stayed with him and his family at his mom's house that he grew up in, which was amazing. And he had a little beach house out there that he had, like he rented it out, and it was a space he owned for a while. It was really cool. Bray, Ireland is like a beach town, and what's crazy about that shit is, dude, there was guys swimming in the ocean. It was like fucking...
Gotta be like 40 degrees.
brick.
Bro, these people, oh, yeah. Viking blood, bro.
Built
They're
different.
hardy.
Zero
people, yeah.
fucks given.
Yeah, Irish
Wake
people
up
are hardy.
every day, walk into the ocean, go have a swim. You know, like, what the fuck? This is the Irish Springs fucking commercial, bro. That guy, you know, in the fucking suds in the forest, you know, the Irish Springs bars, them green fucking bars they make for fucking soap. My goodness gracious, yeah, these people swim in that ocean, which is cool. But I will, you know, I'm not a winter guy in the ocean guy. Yeah. I never did no polar bear plunge.
No.
Yeah, fuck
You guys want to give it
take
up for
off that
charity?
day. I take
I'll give you the fucking donation. Fuck the whole part where I gotta go in the water.
So when I met you outside, you had a Jeep Wrangler, and you said you drove.
I don't have a Jeep Wrangler. I have a Gladiator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, there's a difference. I got a Russell Crowe.
You're right. You got a Jeep Russell Crowe.
I got a Russell Crowe.
But if a Wrangler sees you, do you give him one of these things? Or is it
I don't do that, not never. And I get it done to me every day.
It's like a secret.
Yeah,
society
you know,
thing.
sometimes I give him the finger back.
They go like this, you go like that.
the fuck out of here.
They got.
My big thing
He
that
got so mad that I said.
What
I apologize about that. By the way, I should have said Gladiator.
Wrangler.
this guy drives a fucking Cherokee. I saw you pull up in it.
That's classic.
Jersey license plates.
Old Cherokee's always got a little Indian in him too. Oh, don't call him that. Would they stop calling him that in Cleveland 2 years ago? What, I can't say it now, you fucks?
Who's the GOAT of wrestling?
I guess you would have to. I hope he doesn't ruin his legacy and show up again or something, but probably The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if he went out now, who the fuck could you ever argue that, right? Is it the job to do less and make more money?
Yeah.
And he just shows up and he's in the main event and
Gets
gets
a big bag.
sold out, gets a bag now. Like, him or Brock Lesnar. I would say Brock's the best of all time, maybe. People don't understand. When I was there, with him being the top dog, him being the guy who had the title, a lot of the majority of the time I was there. Brock was, and I don't see how anybody can argue with it, man. He's the fucking best.
But Stone Cold had the most impact for me.
Oh, Stone Cold's the best ever, bro. What are we talking about?
Generational. I'm a Hulk Hogan guy. I grew up a Hulk Hogan guy.
I mean, Hulk Hogan's the best ever, though. What can you say?
Do you have a top five? No order. It doesn't have to be top five in order, but maybe your 5 personal favorite.
Yeah, I actually do. Enzo. How you doing?
I like that. That's a good answer.
No, seriously, man, that's a difficult question because there's a couple different ways that you can gauge it, honestly.
What about for you growing up?
So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so we could say, who's your favorite wrestler growing up?
Yeah, we can
who
do
were
it
your
that.
top 5 growing up?
Yeah,
Versus who are your top 5?
Working with?
No, there's that. Top 5 that you would watch their tape.
Okay.
And when you went back and watched the tape, who's your favorite? Because it's very different.
It is very different, yeah.
Very different. I would say growing up, my top 5 were Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and on the outskirts of that, 1, 2, 3 Kid and DDP and Sting. 1, 2, 3 Kid, DDP.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to say which one of those, those guys.
Were you more WCW?
I like Bam Bam Bigelow too. And I liked I loved Razor Ramon, but I said him, yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's interesting with Razor Ramon.
Diesel and Shawn Michaels were my guys. Like Diesel and Shawn Michaels till the day I died. Those were my fucking And then when I got older, and I'm not judging this on the people. Like, I'm not judging this on the people. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could sit here and tell you, like, okay, who's your top 5 favorite wrestlers? Is like the people I know, like Kevin Nash, DDP, fucking Jake the Snake, fucking, guys, Dusty Rhodes, guys that impacted my life or that I have a relationship with, outside of pro wrestling where I've talked to them, and that's been cool. But then the top 5 guys that when I go back and I watch the shit, Bret Hart, the fucking
legend.
Tape holds weight. Never chalked it up. Never went out there and fucking just,
Bret Hart's amazing. I watch a lot of this stuff, the old stuff. And for a guy who, like, you could tell the company wasn't always sure it could put its faith in. Mm-hmm. And even growing up watching him, like, you didn't appreciate how great that guy is in every single match he ever wrestled.
Yeah, he was great. You know what? I could say, man, that I was blessed to have been in locker rooms where, guys really took the shit serious. It was no joke, man. It was every night we killed ourselves. There was no such thing as going out there and chalking it up. I mean, do you have any idea how fucking competitive it is? Not just WWE, not Raw. Raw's kind of like, put your feet up now. Fuck, easiest job ever had. Go around, say my shit, spell out soft, get hammered in Germany, get hammered in fucking, Ecuador, go to Peru and get hammered. Like, I was living a lifestyle that was crazy. I wouldn't do that again if, now as an adult, because you only can experience it like that once. If you go out to fucking Peru for the first time and the boys are going out, are you going to sit on the couch? Like, no, bro. You're going to go out that first time. It's that second, third, fourth time that you're there that you got to be able to take a step back, you know. But I would say the guys that I was working with in NXT, among the most competitive environments in all of sports, entertainment, business in general, like absolute kill or be killed. Like, you know, you want a spot on the card. There's only 8 matches on the card. And when you're traveling and you're going to Germany and you're going to all these places, NXT, we ain't bringing everybody. We got shows in Florida that weekend that everybody's got to wrestle. And we need a few names on those cards in Florida. So if you're wrestling in NXT, you're either wrestling in Florida or you're wrestling wherever NXT is on the road, whether that be Ohio, the UK, or Japan, or wherever the places they've been. I don't know to this day. But truth be told, Enzo and Cass never not booked.
Yeah.
Enzo and Cass opened every show for NXT from the day they were incepted with John Cena, really. Mm-hmm. The first time NXT ever hit the road, we never left Florida. First music, first match, Columbus, Ohio. Enzo and Cass. First time the Barclays Center ever NXT music, Enzo and Cass. First time the UK, every show on that tour, really, Enzo and Cass. And then when we did the pay-per-view, it wasn't the opener, but it was a very important spot on the card. I don't remember, but it was probably better that you're not in the opener because it's a pay-per-view, obviously. You know what I mean? But when you're doing live events and NXT hits a city for the first time, every one of those first times for 4 years, Enzo and Cass opened those shows. What a run.
Yeah, you guys killed it.
Unbelievable run, guys. Give some credit. Like Enzo
course.
and Cass,
Cheers to you, bro.
and we had to go kill ourselves every night because we never knew if we were going to get to Raw or SmackDown. That was the dream. Yeah. That was what you wanted, to be on TV. NXT's only on the network at the time, which you didn't really realize, or Hulu. And like, to be able to say we did it, we were working Dash, Dawson, the Vaudevillains, Gable and Jordan, Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy, Sin Cara and Kalisto, Matt Cardona and Mojo, and all over the world. You better be able to fucking go. Yeah. Are you kidding? That was when we wrestled. When I got to the main roster and I was on Raw, fucking the wrestling stopped.
Wow. You got to live like a throwback to the territory days, really. Travel around, do the match.
I started in FCW,
yeah.
Bro, the last territory known to man at the time. And I got 1 calendar year from July 1st of 2012 to July 1st of July 2013. Okay? Florida Championship Wrestling. Then they built the Performance Center. And all the guys that were there, a lot of them got fired after we built all the rings, put all the weight room equipment, painted the walls, laid the carpets down. They used us as manual labor. We didn't wrestle for like 3 or 4 weeks. And then after they built the Performance Center, we helped build it as the NXT roster. A bunch of guys got fired. And that's life, man. That's how
like severance pay, basically.
Yeah, that's how it goes, bro. What do you mean? We were getting paid on salary. We were lucky to be having a job in the WWE anyway. Like, I never complained. I never asked for more money. I was like, fuck this, bro. I'm an action figure now. I'm in video games. Like, at that time, I'm in NXT, and I'm kind of making a name. Dude, in 7 months, I'm on TV. I never wrestled before in my life. 7 months, I'm on TV. So when we moved from Tampa to Orlando, I'm still scared that I might get fired, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, I'm popping. Like I ain't going nowhere.
What's it like to see yourself in an action figure?
Bucket list shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you wish that you could just, like, when you're having a bad day, hold the figure and really, take a step back and be like, yeah, fuck it. Like,
I'm a fucking action
fuck
figure.
it all, right? But it's not like that. No, I wish it was,
It doesn't fix everything.
It doesn't fix everything, not at all. But yeah, I've been blessed in a life of wrestling, and I'm definitely eyeballing a comeback into the business on a major level.
Okay.
Best of luck with that.
So it'll be gracious to get back out there, but like don't mince it. You know what I do and what I do is strict, bro. It's for kids, right? It's like we talk about. It's for action figures. Like I try not to get too serious with it.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about a top 5, we can end this with a top 5 of my favorite wrestlers. When I go back and watch it now, Rey Mysterio Jr. killed himself every night.
Legend.
Insanity. Wild man. Still doing it.
Yeah.
Craziness. Bret Hart, as I mentioned, unbelievable. Chris Benoit, unfortunate. What happened to him and his family? You go back and watch that work. It's probably a reason why he went crazy.
Yeah.
And this is me going back and watching tape. You know, this isn't Eddie Guerrero. Unbelievable, amazing. And then a guy who I just recently started really going back and watching his work because there was parts of his career that I missed, and that's Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Kurt Angle.
The Impact stuff, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable shit.
Character too, the
Yeah.
Olympian.
He's half Italian, you know.
Oh,
There
there you
wanted
go.
to point that out to everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm a third tie.
All right, we'll take it
All
off.
right.
We're an open
I
try.
appreciate you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
so
time,
much,
brother.
bro.
Let's have a little lunch. And is there anything else you guys want to say before we go? Make sure to follow this handsome gentleman here.
Real1,
Real1.
REAL1. Check out the music. There's a song out there that I think is popping. It's called God is Good. G-I-G, God is Good, right? By Real1. And then there's another one called Mickey Mantle Don't Care About You. And we gonna play that when we get off here so I can introduce you guys to it. It's a new record. I got a little video for it. Shout out Mark Rizzo who played the guitar for it. Mark Rizzo's been in a plethora of bands. If you look him up, he's the fucking man. But he's out there on tour. I don't know who he's with right now. I don't know what he's been up to. I don't want to speak for him, but yeah.
Check out the catalog.
Thank you, bro.
Rizzo's an Italian. That's why I brought him up.
Exactly.
All right?
Italian.